What's up, my friends? Welcome to my stupid, simple tech sales schedule. What it's really like, a day-to-day schedule, what it really looks like in tech sales. And I'm gonna go through what works for me. I'll say first, I've had a lot of experimentation with different kinds of schedules, and I was able to become a top performer on my team at a large tech company pretty quickly by just optimizing my process and optimizing my schedule. So I'd say the number one thing to becoming a high performer, a top performer in sales and tech sales specifically, is getting a good process in place. So today I'm going to talk about what mine looks like and some best practices that I follow that allow me to create the best schedule that works for me, because each schedule is different. Everybody is different. Everybody's day is different, especially while working remote. I'm working from an Airbnb right now. I know some people go to the gym in the middle of the day. Some people have obligations in the remote world that conflict with regular work hours that they have to work around sometimes. So I'm going to show you how to maximize the effectiveness of your schedule, whatever your schedule might look like. So I'm going to make this really, really simple for you guys. So how to create a good schedule? Well, the first thing you need to know is in tech sales, you're pretty much doing three things. And I'm going to address this right here. You're pretty much doing three simple activities, and I'm simplifying it down. The first thing is sourcing. What is sourcing? Sourcing is finding companies that are potential good fits for the software that you sell. We're talking about tech sales, so potential good fits, and finding the right people that you want to reach out to, the decision makers for the software, the people who would give you the best intel on if it makes sense or if there's problems there that you can solve with your software, to see if it's worth hopping on a demo. So sourcing, all I'm doing during that time is finding good people to reach out to. Second thing is outreaching. This time is actually outreaching those people, is actually taking the people I sourced, and this is in a separate time block, and sending them emails or giving them a phone call to see if I catch them before sending an email to save me time. But in the simplest way, it's just outreaching them, getting them in a sequence, getting call tasks on them for my next call block, which is calling, my next time block, which is calling. And I'll just dedicate time just to calling in this block. So for each of these three simple activities, I basically just structure each day with those three things. And then obviously there's a Zoom call here and there, or there's a to-do task that you want to get done at a certain amount of time. So there's things that are aside from these, but pretty much if you want to schedule your day out pretty effectively and simply, it's these three things. So I do all of them individually, and I don't do all of them at the same time. And this is how to optimize them for the most effectiveness. Second thing I'll cover before I get into like what my day actually looks like, that I'm about to jump into after I film this video here, is golden hours. What is golden hours? Golden hours are your prospects' local time that are the most likely to catch them. Now, this doesn't mean, I know 8 to 10 a.m., 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. These are, it's been studied that these are the golden hours of when it's most likely to catch prospects, when they're least busy. This is like lunch hours. This is like in the morning when they're still getting into the groove of things. This is like end of day when they're ready to turn their computer off and go somewhere else. And this doesn't mean you need to work from 8 to 6. Let me make that clear. This just means if you're planning your day, you should plan your call blocks, like I mentioned down here, during these times so that you're optimizing for the most likelihood to catch your prospects during your call portion of your day and have the most chances of booking a meeting with them. Okay, I covered the two things, and I'm keeping it so simple here because I think simplicity is the most effective thing. So now let's get into what my day actually looks like that I'm about to work. Let me not tip this whiteboard over. Let's be careful. 8:30 a.m. is when I like to start. Why? I just like to start early. I get up early. I'm an early riser. I usually get up at 6. Around then is the average that I get up. And I like to chill. I like to do some good habits before I start work, like meditate, read a bit, or film a video like this for you guys. So I start early. This doesn't mean that I work such a long day. It means I give myself breaks and stuff, but from 8:30 to 10, I do what's called 10 before 10. And this is an outreach block, but I call it like a little challenge. Each day, 10 before 10, 10 companies outreached that I had previously sourced the day before 10 a.m. It's a fun challenge that gets my brain activated in the morning. And this is the thing that takes the most brain power for me. So I like to do it fresh when I'm right in the morning. And now, yes, this means that I'm losing out on the golden hour call block here. But that's fine because this gives me the most momentum and it helps me have more people have call tasks on them to call in later blocks. So that's what I do in the morning. And some days, maybe if it's a Friday, I'll just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna take advantage of this golden hour call block, not do 10 before 10 and do that. But your schedule is totally custom again. Let me make this point because you're gonna have Zoom calls at unpredictable times with your team, with maybe it's a sales training or something, and you're gonna have to move around your schedule, which is why I keep it simple to 3 things. Maybe I need to move my outreach block out a bit because of Zoom calls. But the golden hours helps you know when to move it, right? And when you want to keep your outreach blocks and when you want to keep your call blocks. So anyways, we got sidetracked, but now let's go to 10 a.m. Check reactives. This is any email engagement that came in from the day prior. This is any leads that have come in, inbound leads, if your company is structured like that, where they help you get some kind of reactive marketing material, where they help you see and track if someone has engaged in some of your company's resources and whatnot. This is where I check reactives, just a quick 30 minutes, answer any email replies that came in, just because that meetings can come in overnight. You never know, or early in the morning before you hop on. And then I take a break. I take a nice 30-minute break here, and then I get into some sourcing. Why? Because it's outside of golden hours. So 11 a.m., I'm just gonna source. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sip coffee. I'm gonna just use my brain power and just find good prospects to reach out to at good companies that are potential fits. And then at 12, I'm gonna take a break. I don't do the whole hour here. I just didn't write a break here, but 12, I'm gonna do calls. It's golden hours. I'm gonna call for like a whole hour until 1. And I'm just gonna call like my hot prospects, or just choose like a bucket to call out of, whether it's my follow-ups, whether it's just people who have outreached, whether it's like hot leads, whatever it is, I'm gonna call my prospects during that hour. And that's usually a time when I book the most meetings during that call block. Then I'm gonna take a break. Go for a walk, go do something, eat some food. And then I'm gonna get into some outreach at 1:15. And this isn't so like on the dot what it's gonna look like. This is just planning my day and having a general structure to stick to based on 3 effective tasks that is like all I do in tech sales as a BDR, right? So then I'm gonna get into sourcing after I do some outreach. And then at 4 o'clock, I'm gonna have some breaks in between here, obviously, chill a bit. And at 4 o'clock, I'm gonna take advantage of this section of golden hours and catch people at the end of their day until I hop off for the day and close my work laptop. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's what a day-to-day looks like in tech sales for me. A general, like, on average schedule, what it looks like. And this, again, has allowed me to become a top performer on my team by following these rules, simplifying it, and even helping new hires get a good process together as well, which is something that I do. So yeah, hopefully this helps you. If you're a complete beginner to tech sales, or if you're just in the role trying to become a high performer, if you want any help in becoming a high performer or breaking into a good, high-paying, remote tech sales role so that you can work from Airbnbs, make videos if you want, meditate before work instead of having to drive to work in an office, click the first link in the description. And that'll share how I might be able to help you. But otherwise, I hope to see you in another video. Shout out, peace. I'm gonna get going, so let's do it. Boom.